In this video, I'm going to teach you how to add timestamps to your videos on YouTube so that it can help boost those videos on your YouTube channel. And hey, it's Pete from SuperMedia helping you grow your impact, influence, and income using videos. And if you are new here, consider subscribing by clicking on the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. So let's talk about why in the first place that you started posting your videos on YouTube. So you want people to find your content, right? And to be able to consume those content. And in order to do that on YouTube, you can optimize your videos in some of the following ways. Number one, have a great title to begin with. Number two, have great content to begin with. And number three, have great thumbnail to begin with. So I have already made a video explaining the T's that you need to get your videos, the thumbnail, the titles, and the text to get your video to be ranked high on the YouTube algorithm. So if you are interested, consider checking out the link in the description, and another link will be somewhere in your video screen right now. So I've discovered recently there's one thing that most creators leave out, especially when they have a long 10-minute tutorial video that they post on YouTube. So they leave out about how to really get people to navigate through that content. Yes, true, you got people onto your content. Yes, true, your video has been ranked high on YouTube algorithm. But the problem here is you will be getting your audience to click away your video if you have a 10-minute long video and they get confused about how to find the content that they want. And this is why YouTube recently launched a timestamps and chapters functionality. And this is really in order to help people, your audience, navigate through your content, especially if your content is a long form 10-minute, 20-minute tutorial video. And really, it also helps in a couple of things. So namely, number one, it helps your contents be easily found by your audience. By including a timestamp for a very long video, your audience can easily go to the sections where they want to consume that particular content of that section in your long tutorial video. And the second thing that it really helps when you have chapters and timestamps is, you know, YouTube is owned by Google, and Google will actually actively be scraping and searching through all the YouTube videos, and it actually helps Google discover your videos more quickly, especially when you have text in your description telling them exactly what is the content in the particular sections. And if you do a search on Google, sometimes you will be able to find that there are videos that are being flagged up in your search, and it actually tells you to go to that particular section where your search query is really asking about. So remember, this is a very powerful tool for you to really improve your video rankings in YouTube and especially your search rankings in Google. So if anything else, just remember this one very big positive, that when you add chapters and timestamp into your video description, it's going to increase your watch time. And why watch time will be increased? It's because your audience is able to find part of the content that are looking for in your description, in the timestamp. It allows them to easily navigate to the section of your video which actually delivers the content that they are looking for in the first place. And that will naturally increase the watch time of your video. And if you have ads turned on and monetize your videos on YouTube, watch time is really what you are looking to increase, because with a higher watch time, naturally you will be getting more ads revenue coming from YouTube. So now I've got your attention and excited about this new functions of adding chapters and timestamp into your video description. Let me walk you through a tutorial where I will teach you how to do that to all your videos. Alright, so guys, I'm going to run you through a very quick demonstration of how you can quickly just add a timestamp into your description. So if you have quite a number of videos that you have uploaded, I would suggest going those that have a list. So for one of my videos, I have not updated the timestamp and chapters, is this video. So this video it's kind of obvious, it is 6 tips. So one of the easiest way is to go for this. That means you have a video that shows the different number of tips or tricks that you want to be able to add timestamps for the different tips that you want to share. So chapters and timestamps is actually quite recent. So just want to show you that it's really on the rollout on YouTube really in May this year. So it's May, end of May in 2020, where they have video chapters. So if you are interested to read more, you can always go to YouTube, help, and you can really find, just type in video chapters and timestamps, and you can really navigate to here to read more about it. And so if you click on to this video by clicking on the edit little pencil icon here, you'll be able to go into the editing mode. So I have the editing mode started up here, and one of the features of YouTube is really, even after you have uploaded and the video is live, you can always be improving things like the description, the thumbnails. And so this little update is one thing that really signals to us that we as creators, if you have video content, it's time to really improve on the description. And this is how. So typically I like to do this. I'll put something like timestamps, right? And to enable chapters, this is the first thing that you should do. You should start with 00 at time 0. So usually that's what I'll do. I'll start with time 0 and I will just put it as the intro. So the amazing thing is you will see later that YouTube is able to capture this and recognize in the description that this is a timestamp, right? So what you do is you just scrub through your video here. So I've scrubbed through my video here, and for example, my first tip is around 17 seconds. So I've scrubbed through to around 17 seconds. You can take a listen. Suitable background. So one of the tips that I always ask my students to. So that's where I started to give one of the tips, the tip number 1. So tip number 1, I have here as a choose a location. So all you need to do is really to scrub through the video. And a hack that I can share with you is sometimes I'm a little bit impatient. So just go to settings, and depending on how good or you can catch the content at a relatively faster speed. So what I do is I usually bump it up to 1.5, sometimes even 2, to really help save some time. For me, I can still check whether the background looks good. I can still catch what I am trying to say even at a higher speed. So by scrubbing through, you just go on and fill in the rest of the the rest of the description, right? So here at 6:25, I have the last tip. So as I scrub through to 6:25, you can have a listen to what I have to say. Not too dark. You don't want to find yourself appearing too dark at the end of the video after your entire shooting session. So, and the last tip that I always share with my students when creating videos on a mobile phone is really to shoot in takes. There are the thing that I've shared, in case you have forgotten, which in this case I have. So I just scrub through to the last one, which I say is tip number 6. And here I'll just complete it and says that I need to, shoot in takes, right? So there you go. This is a complete timestamp that I have already done up, right? So we'll just clean up the description a little. This is the only thing that I want to change. The rest I will just let it remain, and I'll just save the changes. Alright, so it says the changes are saved, and what you do is let's view this video again. So as the video is loading, right, so you can see that once the video is loading, on the timeline you can see it is in chapters. How do you know? If you scrub through the timeline, you can see it's broken up into little parts. So this is tip number 1. The whole chapter here is tip number 1. This is tip number 2, tip number 3, tip number 4, tip number 5, and tip number 6. Right, so this will help, as I explained, that with your audience, when they come to your video, it will help them with the timestamp. So take a look here. The timestamps are automatically converted into links. So these are links. So if you're interested, let's say your audience is interested to say what's tip number 2, which is shooting in landscape, and is interested to know what is that, I'll just click on 2:15 and straight away most of the time you can see it jumps to this chapter, which is 2:15, and it starts to deliver the content, which is all about shooting in landscape over here. Right, so there you have it. have a go, have a try. I'm very sure that YouTube is going to, as YouTube rolls this out officially already, it's just going to really be taking a look at this and really having I would say a very heavy focus on creators who have included timestamps in their description, right? So go on and improve your videos by including the timestamps in your description. And hey, that's one little secret hack that not many people know about in order to help boost your videos on your YouTube channel. So go ahead and try it on your videos. And by the way, if you have any questions regarding how to add chapters and timestamps, leave a comment down below. I read all your comments and I'll be able to respond to all your questions. And if you have any other videos that you feel like, me creating in the future, just drop a comment as well. I'll be sure to put that in my future videos. So hey, this is Pete from SuperMedia. Stay super and I'll see you in the next video.